Okay, so I'm back, and so today I'm gonna change Eloa, and I have the cutest little outfit for her. Oh, before I do that, well, should I do it now or after? Well, I'll do it now. So what I was gonna say is one of my reborns is moving on. I don't have a buyer for her yet, but honestly, I have decided that, of course, I'm going to sell her for, not a whole lot of money. And for two reasons. Number one, she's not the newest kit. Number two, I am more interested in moving her on to someone who will appreciate her and like her or love her. And honestly, making room. I have three reborns that are on the way. I have one next week, which is my Bipsy. My Bipsy. And then I have my first boy, the August Sculpt, arriving sometime in early January. He'll be my New Year's baby. And then in the spring, I have another toddler arriving, Leonie by Ping Lao. And so the kid isn't available yet, I don't think. It's barely being publicized. And so she's going to be my spring baby. And so yeah, and so let me tell you what, baby, I'm moving along, and I'm just gonna stretch out here. You're gonna see my snowman socks, really comfy. And so I'm gonna move along Clara. So I'm gonna go ahead and show her here. And I'm thinking I'm going to put her on one of my really nice Facebook groups. It's just a doll group. And so this is Clara. This is her new little Christmas outfit. And I was going back and forth on whether I should move her on or not. And so there's her beautiful little face. Because every time I hold her, like, I totally love her. I fall in love all over again. But the problem is that I really don't hold her often. And that's just the way it is. And honestly, I have never felt this way with my other reborns, like Vivi, Eloa, or Lilu. But every time I spend money on an outfit that's just for Clara, sometimes I'll swap and I'll have them share. But a lot of times I'll buy outfits that are just for a specific reborn. I will feel like, ooh, like I'm wasting money. I'll feel like, why am I buying her another outfit? And that's not a good feeling to have. I'll think like I could have bought my other reborns outfits, and I'll feel like I'm missing an opportunity to buy one of these girls outfits. So yeah, I'm like, well, if I'm gonna feel that way about her and I'm not gonna interact with her, not, I could put her away if worse comes to worse and I don't find someone to buy her. um I will, definitely maybe put her away and take her out, later. I don't know. But yeah, so I wasn't gonna. Um, I'm more interested in finding her a good home where people will, someone who'll appreciate her. And I have this really great doll group, and they tend to be not as particular about the reborn groups, about the kit, about whether the hair is painted or rooted. And a lot of them just really like cute dolls, and a lot of them collect baby dolls. Like what is that brand? Beringer? I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly. I should have probably googled it. But they collect a lot of baby dolls, and so the fact that she looks like a baby doll, I mean, that's not a problem for a lot of them. And so a lot of them will like when I post pictures of her, and be like, "Oh, where did you get the baby? She's so cute." And they'll make a bigger deal than when I post Clara on the Facebook groups. They tend to be more jaded. There's always a new kid coming along, and let's just say Clara is not, you know, the new girl on the block, I guess you can say. And so yeah, so I'm planning on moving her along. And you know what? I had her up on Mercari. I'm gonna start changing Enoa. I had her up on Mercari for, like, I kid you not, like 2 days. And then I got messages. I didn't post her for like a lot of money, you know. I wasn't asking a lot for her. And so I got some interest, like how much does she weigh? And then right away, someone was like, you know, is she weighted? What are her flaws? Which are valid questions because if I were buying a reborn, doesn't matter how much, now I would ask, what's up with this doll, you know? And so I just said, look, she's got a pin mark. She's got flaky skin, a little bit of flaky skin. Granted, it's not in places that you can actually see, but that's what she's got. And honestly, I just kind of didn't want to sell her at that point. So I took her down, took the listing down, and I was like, you know what? I'd rather sell her on a group that I know. And a friend told me who belongs to the same doll group, look, why don't you sell her on the doll group? You're going to get a buyer. And number two, you'll get to see pictures of her. It's a win-win. And I'm like, exactly. Wow, why didn't I think of that? And so, yeah. And so that's what I'm going to do. And, you know, at the end, when all is said and done, I feel very comfortable selling her in this doll group. And there's, you know, a few doll groups I would, because the ladies are, I hate to say it, but, you know, not that other people aren't nice, but you don't know where everyone's coming from. You know, I've seen a lot of stuff on Facebook, and life is life. People are people, right? But where there's like hard feelings and she never sent the doll, I'm like, dude, I don't want to sell to like a random stranger. I'd rather kind of know the person just because, you know, you can be upfront, number one. And number two, again, I'm not looking to make a quick buck. You know, I kind of want the space. I want to recoup at least the money I paid for the outfits and then some. But that's about it, you know. That's fine, you know. And that's just something that, oh wait, why am I doing that? Oh yes. That is just something that, you know, let me see. Yeah, that is just something, you know, I bought her early on. She was the second doll I ordered. And you know what? My tastes have changed. What I'm looking for in a reborn has changed. And that's just something I'm going to have to take up as a loss. Like, I'm not going to get the money I paid for her. Because number one, I paid way too much for the quality of the painting. And the quality of the kit. And the quality of the doll. And that's just something I'm going to have to take a loss for, you know. And the second thing is that, and yeah, and just accept that, you know, for whatever reason, I've just moved on. Okay, well, you know what? I have, you know, Eloa's tights right here somewhere, but are they here? Yes, they are. Okay. All right, so I'm going to put those on. But yeah, so just, you know, take it like, hey, it's a loss. And not only that, you know, I got to tell you that, oh, I'll take it off later. I don't know, you know, some of you, if you've looked at my other videos, you'll know that I was super disappointed with her seller. Number one, no good communication, okay? Number two, she'd had Clara for a really long time, at least a year. And in that time, like, you know, maybe she moved her around to doll shows, you know, and maybe had her jostled. But, you know, when I got her, it was not like new. And I was just so disappointed because she had that pin mark. She had kind of the flaky skin. She has beautiful coloring. You can't really tell in the video, but she has beautiful coloring. That, yes, she's got beautiful modeling and veining, and the hair is painted nicely. But, you know, there are other things that really piss me off. You know, she was not well packaged. She didn't come with her COA. She didn't come with spare nappies. Now, here's the deal. The only reason that bothered me, because it usually doesn't, it's because the ad said she would. And it just bothered me that she didn't come with everything, you know, she said she would come with. And And then the diaper she did come with was like super old. You can tell it had like fuzz on it. I was just so disappointed. The onesie she had on is the one she was photographed in. Um, that had a pin mark as well. Anyway, there were just so many things that bothered me, and honestly, I haven't been able to get over it. I have not. Like that experience of having felt gypped and having felt like so disappointed when I got her, that has just stayed with me. Oh my god. And I have not been able to erase that disappointment from my memory as much as I want to. And I enjoy Clara. She's like a super cuddly baby. Now, one thing I had, another thing that bothered me is when I got her, she had like this overpowering scent, and I was just like, "Oh my god." Now, since then, it is has actually sweetened. Like I took off her onesie, which seemed to be part of the source of her scent. And after that, it wore off, but it's still like a beautiful light baby powder scent. And so now it's really pleasant. But when I first got her and I saw, the little markings on her and just everything together, the fact that the artist didn't communicate with me, the fact that the reason she gave me was just kind of bullshit, honestly. Like she's like, "Oh, I have a headache." And it's like, "Lady, I have headaches too, but, unless you have some kind of illness, and even if you do, we all get sick, we all have our days. Like how long does it take you to like write a message like, not feeling well or whatever, and just kind of update me?" And it just sounded like stupid, especially if it's not like you're gifting me this doll, like I'm paying for it, so it's kind of just professionalism. Anyway, you can see I'm still worked up about it, and it just really got on my nerves. And periodically I will look at her Etsy account, and I will see if anyone's left reviews, and she has sold like 9 dolls. Yeah, like she's made 9 sales, and not one has left a review. And I'm thinking, people, when they find a doll they love, even if you look at it and you're like, well, that's not a very expensive doll, whether it be, whatever, an Ashton Drake or a Reborn, on kind of the lower end, of the spectrum as far as like price, they will just, oh, this is not unbuttoned. Okay, they will just gush about the artist. They are head over heels. And so when you find an artist that makes you happy, and I could have seen how Clara, as my first Reborn, would have made me so happy, if there weren't those quality issues and the communication issue and just kind of the disappointment with her painting. Anyway, um, maybe I would have kept her. Really, it came down to keeping her and Flora, which is the doll I ordered from Reborns when Clara didn't arrive on time. And as far as the quality, Flora has beautiful rooting, she's got perfect painting. Um, and yeah, she's not, again, my tastes have changed, but she's a good quality baby. And she came with the most amazing box opening, um, which you can see a picture of or a video of. And everything was just so pleasant. And now that I'm dressing her and, really, and I've decided this is the one I'm going to keep, let me see. When I've decided, she's the one I'm going to keep, I love her, and I still love Clara, but I need to make room. And if it's going to be one, it's going to be Clara who's going to go. And, unfortunately, I just can't disassociate that memory or that experience from the doll. And, I love cuddling her. But when you think about it, okay, if I want a cuddle baby, I have Eloa, and she's way cuddlier. I don't even know if that's a word. Anyway, she's a great cuddle baby. And so, yeah, that's her main function. And yeah. Okay. So, if I were like a mother of a real child, I feel sorry for that child. Okay. So, yeah. Anyway, so that's my story and I'm sticking to it. So that's me. That's me. And so I got all my girls' Christmas outfits, and maybe when I get Bitsby Twinkle, do I have a Christmas outfit for her? I don't, but I have a cute little possible Christmas outfit, I guess. Um, and I have a little Christmas hat for her, which is gonna be perfect for Christmas time. And you know, I will go ahead and bring out Flora, and that way you can see Flora and these girls in their Christmas dresses, and they make a pretty picture, gotta tell you. They make a pretty picture. And you know what is so funny about Flora and Eloa? Is that they kind of resemble each one of these girls. So Flora has kind of like a little strawberry blonde hair, kind of blonde with reddish tones, like Lilu here, the June sculpt. And then Enoa has a little has kind of like an olive tone. Like you really can't tell here, she looks a lot lighter, but in real life, I mean, duh, not on video, she's a lot more tan, olive skin, and she kind of has a newborn reddish hue a little bit, not a whole lot. I don't like too much of that, but she does look like Vivi a little bit. So it's funny how they match up that way. So yeah, so it'll be a nice little set. I'm really happy with my collection at this point. I'm really happy. Oh, and I forgot her mitts. I'll get her mitts afterwards. Okay, so now, like I should have done, I'm gonna put this on her. Okay, so let me see. I hope this covers her. I'll fix it. I'll put like a little safety pin in the back. So yeah, so here we go. And, ooh, all right. I always get a little bit nervous when I put clothes over their face, and she has painted hair, so I don't have to worry about that. But yeah, I'm like, oh, I don't want to scratch her and all that stuff. Oh, look, I think once I button this, it'll kind of block out. Yeah, it'll block out. You know what? This little collar kind of reminds me of like Elizabethan collars, like back in the 1600s. They used to be totally in. Okay, so there is this Reborn artist I've been following. Oh gosh, I don't want to mispronounce her name or the name she goes by, the moniker. But she's the Norwegian German, or the German Norwegian, one of the two. Anyway, she really specializes in very unique dolls. So some of them kind of have like this gothic look. Now, it's not alternative, She specializes in African albino, or at least I think she does. A lot of them are albino babies, and they're beautiful. And I was so close to buying her. She has this one doll called Ida, and she's kind of a good size, maybe 24, 25 inches. And she is painted after Queen Elizabeth I as a baby. And she's got this beautiful antique, she always uses it like antique clothing on her reborns. And she has this antique white dress with a beautiful collar that looks like an Elizabethan collar, like this one, but much bigger. And then she's got like the perfect like white bow, and she's got this flaming red hair. I love redheads, and I'm a history buff, And one of the first historical figures I fell in love with was Elizabeth I. I love her story. Her story is one of hardship and triumph, and she was just a badass historical woman, a figure. And so, yeah, so I was so close to buying her, and I may still purchase her. But then I thought, wow, she would really be a display baby. Like, I would display her and maybe occasionally hold her, or maybe I'll hold her while I write poetry. I don't know. But yeah. Okay. So look, this ended up looking so cute. And I just need her mitts, but I'll just leave her like this for now. So this is a little cute little ensemble. And this one, I got it from H&M. I get a lot of stuff from H&M. So this is cute. Beautiful little Eloa. And I just need to get her like a little ribbon, a little headband. Yeah. And so yeah, so this is it. This is it. Anyway, I've gone on and on. I just wanted to update you to let you know that one of my reborns is moving along and that I'll be expecting three more. And heartbreak is hard because even though I have, she's the one I've chosen, and it's so funny because once I did choose her, like the heart detached. Like I haven't interacted with her. I just leave her in her little bassinet, and yeah, and she's just kind of there waiting. I don't want to get all involved again because that's what happened when I took her listing down. I got all involved. I started cuddling her, and I was like, okay, wait, how long is this gonna last though? And I know it wouldn't last long. So anyway, so yeah, so thanks for joining me. My two girls, thank you, and we're gonna log off and say bye. So have a good holiday, and I hope you and your babies are doing well.